world, welcome back to Accelerate and welcome to Simon's 992 Porsche 911 Turbo S.
Yeah, we're here today to find out if this is the best supercar you can buy for the money.
Well, it's a sports car.
That's debatable.
Okay, so Kenny and I have had this argument a lot. What makes a supercar, what makes a sports car? But with this 992 911 Turbo S boasting 650 brake horsepower and a 0 to 60 time of around 2.5 seconds, it will certainly be leaving a lot of supercars in its dust. But what would you guys class it as?
Now, I used to be a believer in the quote, and to quote Clarkson directly, Porsche 911, the laziest design a man can get. Loads of people think that since the 50s, 60s and 911 came out, the design hasn't changed much. And while that's true, there is a good reason behind it. There were a few issues like the 996 generation where they went to the fried egg headlight that caused uproar. So the 992 we've got here, they've gone back to their traditional round headlights for the 911. So straight away, you know you're looking at a 911. The finish on this in white shows absolutely every detail, which we do love. And there's a few details I want to show at the front. One of the main things for the Turbo S, which I didn't realize until doing research, the lip at the bottom there is active, what they call active aero. So when it's in the Sport Plus mode, is it? There we go, give me the nod. Sport Plus mode, the spoiler comes up along with the lip at the bottom there. More active aero, the fins you see here literally go vertical. If the car doesn't need any air, they will go vertical. And when it needs it, then it will open up to get more air flowing through. Back to the headlights, I just want to say, I love how we've gone from halogen back in the day, and now we've got what they call Porsche LED matrix system, which is phenomenal, what you'd expect from a modern Porsche, and it has got the funky adaptive stuff like that. Mind-blowing. Round to the side, I want to start with the wheels. These are incredible. So at front, we are running 20-inch wheels, but what's more interesting, actually, before we get off the wheels, beautiful diamond cut finish and an optional center lock wheel system. As Simon was telling me, I find this fascinating. On a normal car, you're looking at about 120 Newton meters, 600 Newton meters to get that on. The braking setup, for those Porsche nerds, you'll notice the yellow caliper usually indicates on Porsche it's got a carbon ceramic option. They are factory on the Turbo S, and for the Turbo, apparently it's a 20 grand option, which makes me vomit nearly saying it. Oh my God.
That's insane.
But when you're talking about a car with this power and performance, that's where the confidence comes from. Moving down, the side profile is very typical 911, and that is not a bad thing. The shape on the 911, because the rear engine is so unique on them. But what I love on this is the sort of panoramic roof, just the black, beautiful contrast. And I know a few people slate Porsche for leaving this black. They say this should be body colored, but I think it makes it stand out. Obviously functional vent, feeding all of the cooling into the back. And obviously 911 being the wider body, this thing is huge, and we've got little things like it's not very German for them to go crazy, but I love how they just put little details, a little kick there just to be like, yeah, you know, we know how to style, we know what we're doing. Going back onto the wheels, this again blew my mind. The rears, we got on 21-inch wheels. And I remember, like, even for an SUV, that is a big wheel. We're talking about a sports car, or supercar, depending who you speak to. But not only that, they are running 315 30 profile tyres. And I know they're not cheap. Ask me how I know, because I asked Simon, he had an issue literally a couple of days ago. Obviously, center locks on the rear, yellow brake calipers and everything. Moving on to the back. Like I said, I used to say, oh, all 911s look the same. The rear quarter shot of this car is absolutely stunning, and as we pulled up to location, I pulled up behind Simon, and it almost looks comical how wide the thing is, but yet still looks weirdly subtle in its own way. And that's why the 911 has been so successful. What made 911s epic in the earlier days was the light bars when you're talking 930s, 964. I love the fact that they've brought it back, but modernized it in a beautiful way. Black Porsche script there, and even the 911 having it in black there.
Sorry. I was trying to hold that for ages. Yep, go.
The black 911 right in there, we know Porsche, everything's an option. To have that in black is actually a couple £100 extra as well, I do know, which is baffling. Active aero, like I said, it's crazy. I saw the photo of this, Simon's car specifically, and I thought this was an optional extra. I forgot to tell you that. I thought you'd put that on. This is completely factory. This is in its most aggressive modes, hence why the lip on the front is open and the lip is up at the back. And another thing that makes it look so aggressive, I say in every video, I do love a good diffuser, and these massive tailpipes that just...
They're massive, but they're subtle, isn't it?
It all just works.
Yeah, it works.
It is absolutely crazy. So, I know what you're all thinking, should we have a look what power is it? Let's have a look under the hood. You might be disappointed by this, by the way. So power in this is a 3.7 litre, although Porsche advertises as 3.8, it's technically a 3.7. Twin turbo, so let's see what that looks like. Oh yeah, you can't. This is what Porsche allow you to look at. Simple maintenance things, the oil and coolant, is it?
Yeah, I also noticed you used to be able to buy these, like in a filter. Remember years ago, you could buy like a forced induction.
Yeah.
That's what Porsche have done. They're lying to everyone.
I thought they were 6.9s. I could put them on the back of my shelf. But what I do like is sort of Porsche's subtle way of saying, we know what we're doing, don't touch. You don't need to touch it. They will look after, so I understand that. And I'm not touching that because that's probably worth more than my car. We'll get Simon to close that. But let's jump into the interior.
So, whoa, stepping into, so a lot lower than I was expecting. So stepping into the 911's interior, oh my God, I purposely haven't sat in this yet, just to get my first impression of it. It feels special, but it also feels functional. Every touch point, oh, that steering wheel is absolutely stunning. Obviously you've got your different drive modes and everything. Simon did say about the clocks. Now you've got 5 dials on the dashboard there. And he is correct, you can only see 3 of them. So if you want to check your fuel, you either have to look under it or over it, which is not a problem. I don't really care looking at fuel.
A lot of the Porsche fanatics will love, the reason they've done that, it arcs back to, again, the original 911s, where they've got the 4 million different dials and stuff. Yeah,
well, that's it. With the rev counter exactly in the middle, as Porsche always do, just to show you that you are in a supercar.
And what?
Sorry. Yes, I know it's a sports car.
And what I do love, again, the nerds among us will probably agree, I love an analog gauge, so it sucks that it hasn't got all of them, but I understand they need technology, but the fact that it's still got an analog rev counter.
Yeah, well, I say, even though these buttons, it's not all on a touchscreen, which I really like. It's all nice touch button, the buttons and everything in switch gear is absolutely lovely. It works well, obviously being German, you know you're going to get that quality, and I'm sure that's a lap timer, is it?
It is, the chrono.
Ooh, yeah, and see, even the gear, well, the gear knob, I don't even call it that, the gear switch.
That kicked up a bit of controversy because of what it is. I didn't like it at first, but again, it's an auto, it's a PDK. How often during a journey are you actually going to use it?
Yeah, well, that's it. And I like the low profile of it. It's not like sticking up in your face, so it does flow really, really nice with the dashboard. Obviously, you've got your cup holder and everything there. That looks functional. Just from sitting in here, it does feel special. And
which is what we expect from a Porsche.
You do, but like I said, I know a lot of people do say they're boring, they're German, but nah, I absolutely love this. Now, I think it's more important. Let's get it out on the road.
So guys, you're joining us out on the road in Simon's 992 911 Turbo S, and I can't believe I get to say that. So first of all, obviously, I want to say a massive thanks for bringing it down and letting us experience what I think is going to be one of the wildest cars we've ever done. Going to do what we normally do is start off in sort of normal mode. Are we in normal mode or are we in sport?
No, we're in normal.
We didn't really rehearse this.
We're in normal now.
I like going on normal road in this because the roads by here are not the best. They're very uneven, very bumpy. And going back to what we said, sports car, supercar. Kenny and I have had this debate in previous ones, and Simon and I have had this conversation as well. What defines a supercar, sports car? Who knows? So let us know what you would class this car as. But what I wanted to experience first is, sorry, I've just looked out the window. The view out of the window is absolutely incredible. The hips on this thing are incredible. So what I wanted to experience, people buy this car a lot of the time because it's what's known as the everyday supercar. And what's absolutely fascinating with this story, with this young man, is the car he came from previously. I have to tell you what, let's start with that. So you've got a crazy car history. We met you when you were speccing your previous car. Do you want to explain the car you had before this?
Yeah, so obviously been on the channel before, I guess, with the track day at Landau, but yeah, it was the Aerial Atom 4.
And if you haven't seen that video, this is what I love about you, not to blow too much smoke, but Simon buys performance cars and he drives them, he treats them as they should be treated. If you go back and watch the Landau video, Simon took me around Landau circuit in his Aerial Atom, and again, one of the most mind-blowing experiences. So again, thank you very much for that. So first of all, I want to know, what made you go from the Atom to one of the most impractical cars to one of the most practical sports cars on the planet?
Well, for me, I think the Atom was such a raw driving experience because there was no computers on it, nothing. It was all on all on you, which was great. But I kind of, I think I used all my 9 cats lives with the car, and I think I was on borrowed time by the end.
I love that's a perfect way to put it. I think, yeah. We're just getting to typical. We've got a car behind us. We're getting to the bit of road where we usually get my first reaction with acceleration. So we're going to slow down as much as we can. And that's a good shot. Yep, he's gone.
Just going to let this dude go past.
Right. So in full chaotic mode, this is 650 brake horsepower, and what I consider one of the best launch control systems on any production car. Oh my god! Those numbers cannot be real. So my conception of Porsche, my experiences with Porsche is everything is very German. It's not the camera. Very German, very refined. We always say there tends to be a lack of sense of humour. The way that launched, I can understand why they've got the reputation they have. Like I said, what I consider the best production launch control system. Christ, that actually hurt my neck. I should have prepared better for that. Jesus. The G-forces are just... Like I said, it's drama-free in a good way, because it's just putting all the parts. So with these figures, I would normally compare it to an electric car, and that's what we were on about, but you don't get this sensation with an electric car. Wow. And again, you come to a tight corner, oh my god. Yeah, it still makes you feel alive, holy crap. The G-forces you get is absolutely incredible, and like I said, we're so used to doing modified cars where you expect them to be a bit crazy. I wasn't expecting, and like I said, the thing that impressed me is as you climbed in the revs, I was like, wow, this is good. As the revs climbed for a turbo car, it just kept going and going. And then you've got the PDK immediately shifting gears. It's just shoveling more power at you. It does not let off.
It doesn't let off.
This has apparently been tested. Real world figures have actually shown 2.5 seconds. And judging from that acceleration end and that launch, I do completely believe it.
Speaking of 0 to 60 times, let's see what this 911 Turbo S can achieve in the real world using the Dragy.
Right, so I've got to hold the car on my left foot.
Yeah.
It's in Sport Plus. So I'm going to mash the throttle. It's going to go launch, and then I'm just going to release the brake.
Okay, let's do it. I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm going to, Whoa, what the hell? Oh, I think it just messed up the screen record because I hit all the buttons on it.
30, 60.
Right, so we had a 2.92.
Yeah.
This is a verified 2.78.
Ooh, we're getting there.
On an unprepped surface, my day. I had unprepped tyres on, a bit of a gravelly road as well, so holy cow.
It was under 3 with my fat in it.
Exactly. Not just coming from the Atom, but as a petrol head, what do you think of the car so far? How has it made you feel?
It's incredibly refined as a car.
Yeah.
Incredibly well engineered and put together. It's an absolute solid car. It's massively reliable.
Yes, I think that's another thing that comes into it, is because one of the cars you were considering, you told us, was the Ferrari, was it the 488?
488, yeah, really like the look of the car. And
which would be a phenomenal choice.
Yeah.
Ferrari, one of the biggest brands on the planet, as we know. But yeah, sitting there. But I would be the same. I like reliability. So one thing I did in my research was, I don't know if you know this, Porsche say the service intervals are 20,000 miles.
Yep.
That is how confident they are in their products.
Yes.
Like Ford Fiestas, they recommend at like 10, 12,000 miles, and they're built to last as well, but I just...
I am a nervous most people know. But hey ho, I trust your driving.
Sorry,
See
Ken.
why you drive. Sorry. Oh my god. It doesn't leave off, does it? It just keeps pulling.
Relentless.
Yeah,
And
it
it
really
just
is.
does it all through the range. Same torque.
And it's planted as well. I was expecting, obviously, you know, with the power level and everything, to be a little bit twitchy, but
It's good fun.
it really is. But it's hard to try and portray. Like, you always build up this expectation of. Sorry, I thought it was one of the guys. I want to back
Sorry.
an expectation of what you think the car's going to do. Now, I was expecting it to be fast, but I wasn't expecting it to be that fast.
Right, a few disclaimers regarding the 0 to 60 runs before all the keyboard warriors jump on. Oh, it should have been 2.1. Right, Porsche stay 2.7, so I am already blown away that it's basically, as Porsche claim, on this gravelly road. We are running on the Goodyear tyre, 4-year-old Goodyear factory tyres on the front. He has got Michelin's on the rear, so Simon says in a perfect world, he's already finding excuses to come back and go back on the Dragy. So he wants Michelin's up front. And I'm sure we can find another reason to get him back on.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm sure he'd be up for that. So
Yeah, and that is, so that is Simon's Porsche 911. That's the 992. If you're a bit confused about all the numbers, if you go back to the 997 videos, the other 911 videos we've done, we went into a bit more detail there.
Yeah.
But this is basically, at this time of filming, Porsche's latest iteration. And again, for people that are saying, oh, well, the GT3 RS. You've got GT3 RS is like their top range track monster, and then you've got the Turbo S. Yeah,
it is.
Turbo S is the gentleman's spec for people who like putting miles upon miles, which I know Simon does. He said any excuse to drive it.
Exactly, and like I was saying to you earlier, this is a type of car, if you had a GT3 RS, you jump in it, I suppose if you go for a big long drive, if you went to Germany, for example, you're going to get a little bit annoyed in the end. I think it's going to be a little bit like with this, you can jump in here, you can have the pan roof open, you can put the aircon on, it's comfortable, and then you can go and do a few laps, jump back in here, comfortable all the way home. And it's a perfect GT cruiser, really, isn't it? So.
And I'm going to say what I say in every single video, know what you want from a car.
Yes.
Simon knew exactly what he wanted from a car. He did all the crazy stuff in the Atom, and now he's
bought a supercar.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, so, and we know it's a sports car, but with the numbers and stuff it puts out, what is a supercar?
I was just going to say, here's a question for you to finish on. What is a supercar? Let us know in the comments, A, whether you think this is a supercar, and B, what the heck is a supercar?
Yeah.
Anyway, on that note, thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We will see you in the next one.
Ooh, bet you're not going on Auto Trader now.
No, I bet you will.
I'm still not, because I'll just cry.